You've been hearing about it, and it's true. And it's on your campus for FAMU, so give it up for FAMU for me. A man that needs no introduction. After all, I used to be on the radio from 3 to 7, but somebody came along and replaced that about a year ago, but I'll stick with the midday. But on behalf of Cumulus Broadcasting and your big station, please show the love for George Wilburn and Michael Baisden.
What's up, family? How's everybody doing?
All right, damn you.
Hope you came ready.
Parents are incarcerated. I don't know if any of the panelists are going to touch on that. We have you are? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me let her touch on it before I step on her stuff.
Right.
Dr. Brenda Jarmon, speaker, educator, community leader, before I step on her stuff.
Thank you, Mr. Baisden. Hello, Tallahassee. Let me go right to the heart of that matter right there. I think it's very important when men are incarcerated, it does not excuse them from being a father. My son and daughter's father have been incarcerated all of their life because he killed the person. But when they wanted to go to the prison to see their father, guess who took them? I took them. But what he taught them was, don't end up in here like me. If we decide to throw the man to the curb just because he's incarcerated, it's about having a forgiving spirit. Now, I want to tell you, don't get all excited because I got a PhD. A PhD only taught me how to do research. Okay? I was a high school dropout, pregnant parenting teen, 2 kids by the time I was 15 years old. So I didn't come to talk to you about what the books taught me. I want to talk to you about what real life taught me about mentoring. And it had to do with some people in my life who still believed in me when 90% of the people in my hometown of Shelbyville, Delaware, if you put it in Google, you'll find it's 1,855 people. So it ain't where you came from, it's where you're going in life. So if you're going to mentor people, you've got to take the time to share your story. And every one of us have a story. It's whether we want to tell it or not. I used to be real ashamed to tell people that I was a high school dropout, pregnant parenting teen because people teased me about that. Imagine being in this small town and everyone telling me I would never amount to anything. But my bus driver, see, you don't know from what walk of life your mentor is going to come. And a lot of times we want the people with the PhDs and the education, as my grandfather says. But you know what? You got to have some common sense. Because if you don't have any common sense, you can forget it. I pride myself on having both. I'm glad God granted me the opportunity to finish my education. But I don't see myself up here and someone else down here. If you're going to mentor to these kids, you got to come down to their level sometimes. And you got to identify with where they are. My students don't walk up in my classroom with their pants hanging down here. It's about learning how to say yes, ma'am, and thank you, please. Because the kind of people that mentor me would tear my butt up when I was doing something wrong, and they didn't call it child abuse back then. Miss Sadie whipped you all the way home. The teachers lived in your community, the principal lived in your community, and the expectation was that you would learn. Well, I come from the old school, when teachers taught in one-room schools, and they weren't incarcerating as many men as they are incarcerating now. So where have we gone wrong? We can't talk right and walk left about this thing. We as African Americans cannot give up our right to mentor our children and have high expectations of them. They shouldn't come to the schoolhouse and somebody tells them that you're dumb, you're stupid, and you're never going to amount to anything, and then go home and hear the same thing from the parents. Parents, we got to step up to the plate. Developmental theorists tell you from 0 to 5 and 6, a kid's personality is set. And they're mimicking what they see their parents doing in their environment. That's not an indictment on parents. It means that we have to help the parents too. Because if you're going to have sane children, you got to have sane adults. That's the only way. And we have to set the example. I walk by faith, by God's grace. I'm here telling you just a tab of my story. But I'm here to tell you, if you're going to mentor someone, share your story. And mentoring is work. And let me tell you what that acronym means. Work means, W means you have to be willing. O means that it's about opportunity and that you can be ordinary. An ordinary person can mentor. R is about respect. If you don't respect yourself, nobody else is going to respect you. And K is about being kind, treating people how you like to be treated. If you never remember anything else that I say from this evening, just remember to treat people like you like to be treated and give all the honor and praise to God, because if it wasn't for God, where would we all be? Thank you.
Thank you.